What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the infamous project. Today we have another featured car from my personal collection down here in Texas, and it is the 1988 Cali-Coupe. Now, the reason why I call it the Cali-Coupe is because it is an original California car, spent its whole life there, and in '88, if you guys weren't aware, was actually the first year of mass air flow. So this car actually has a MAF setup on it and has a nice little list of mods that I'm going to go through with you guys today. And you can see here, it makes an amazing little backdrop. I took a couple pictures of it before I started this video, so you know, I had some Instagram material and maybe a thumbnail for this video. But with that said, I'm going to run you guys through the car, how I got the car, and what my plans are for it. This car is no stranger to Instagram, and if you guys are on there and you're following Foxbody stuff, you might actually know the owner who I bought it from. So his Instagram username was at 626fox, and every time I saw this car, when he would post, the car just looked so clean, so crisp. I love a white coupe. There's just something about them. They look so clean. I like silver too, but a white coupe looks really, really crisp. And for some reason, I loved the black body moldings on this car. It just suits it so well. Sometimes I don't like the black moldings, but this is one of those cars that I do. And I think maybe just with the silver 18-inch saline reps, you know, brings the tires together, and that super dark limo tint, it just kind of, it works. It's a great overall theme. So the car is not original paint. It has been painted. And I believe he had it ceramic coated. When we were going through negotiations, he was telling me all the mods that were done to it, and he's like, oh yeah, and I'm sending it away for ceramic. And I'm pretty sure he had it done. So what happened was, you know, I hit him with an offer, he hit me back with another price, and probably 6 months went by before we finally came to an agreement, and I picked up the car. So again, another sight unseen. He sent me a ton of pictures. Obviously, I saw all of the pictures that were on Instagram. You know, the video clips of that amazing chop that's coming from the E303 cam in this thing. And the one downfall, well, what some of you guys might say is a downfall, there's only 2 pedals in this car. So it is an AOD car. Power locks and air are the only options in it. Other than that, you got your base model LX interior, LX cloth. You can see the driver's seats got a little bit of wear there, a little bit of a gangster lean, but a new set of seats, maybe a new carpet, a couple other little things in here. And the interior, overall, not bad shape. Car was originally white. It's been white its whole life. So the repaint wasn't, you know, a color change or any of those types of things. And I do believe, so the VIN numbers have been painted over. They're long gone. There is one ding in this passenger door right here that drives me a little nuts. I'm hoping some PDR can rectify that. Other than that, the gaps are pretty good. There's a little bit of a gap here on this driver's side fender, and passenger side fender. So for those of you guys who are wondering, Cervini cowl hood, real nice fit and finish on this one. Whoever did the prep and the paint did a really, really good job, and this thing is straight as an arrow. I believe this is just the 1.5. Yeah, because it's not, it's like a mini cowl, but it looks nice. So going on to, you know, what might have happened in this Fox's life, not 100% sure. The rad support does look original. You know, it's got the stickers and everything else on it. And the car being an '88, it would have been a single stage paint. And the single stage paints on the Foxes were just absolutely notorious for wearing off in the inner fender wells. And in a lot of cases, the paint actually wore off in this portion of the fender. And if you weren't careful, sometimes the paint would actually creep up, and you could see a little bit of blistering. But with this car having been repainted, you can see that they redid the whole fenders and would have masked off the engine bay and the inner fenders accordingly. If we look on this side, a little dented here, so something happened. I'm thinking that maybe a small impact on this front corner, not enough to merit changing the rad support, but this fender's probably been changed. You can look here, there's a little bit of a gap here, just depending on where this trim is supposed to be. I feel like it's not in the right spot and it's glued down, but this gap is in pretty good shape. This is another telltale area. Everything's nice and tight here. The passenger side, everything looks pretty good in here. Funny enough, the car still has its air silencer. You can see it's bolted in through this hole here, and it's actually hiding down in there. But otherwise, the car is absolutely rust free. There's no rust anywhere to be found in this car. Definitely enjoyed its life, the California life, the Cali dream. And the engine bay is actually pretty clean in here, as you can see. Updated 3G alternator, got our GT40 intakes. It's got an E303 cam. You see the water pump, thermostat, everything has been changed here. Well, it looks like all the injectors have been upgraded probably when they did the intakes. So everything looks real nice and clean and tidy. I'm just gonna actually pull up my list, and you'll have to excuse me as much as I try and memorize everything that's done to all these cars. I do forget sometimes. So, right, we have an aluminum radiator, we got dual electric fans, so we got the SV rad there, the SV rad, fan set up, the 3G alternator, new bushings and all the suspension. We have Maximum Motorsport lower front control arms, and rear upper and lowers. So got that. There's SVE coilover suspension on here. You can see it's got the caster camber plates. And it's funny when I see these because they're the exact same design. The L and the R's, these stickers that are on here are the exact same as Raceland's setup. So if any of you guys are wondering what coilover setup, if you're looking at Raceland stuff or you're looking at LMRs or any of those, the kits are pretty generic. The only variance really would be maybe the spring rates and what they're doing, but in terms of hardware and everything else, quality is about the same. And if the spring rate isn't something you're looking for, it's super easy to find different spring rates of exactly what you might want or what you're looking for. I actually have a bin inside the shop here that have my very first set of tip prototype coilovers. So that'll probably be another episode. I'll dig into that box and show you guys what I'm up to there. But there's just so many options these days when it comes to suspension. So we'll save that for another video. 5-lug conversion, obviously here. So SN95 spindles in the front, and we got disc brake in the rear, Flowmaster exhaust, and I don't know if he has cats on this thing or not. Let's take a look. So nice and clean underneath there, but there are no catalytics on this car, which is interesting coming from California. They're all supposed to be emission and smog compliant. Let's see if the smog pump's still on this thing. Oh yeah, so our pollution pump's still on there. The air silencer is there, EGR, all that stuff. So aside from the catalytic converters not being present underneath, I guess your emission police or ministries of transportation or whoever might be pulling you over where you're from, That would be the only thing that seems to be missing from the emission side of things. So got the UPR lip down on the bottom there. And if you guys are wondering, you know, the wheel and tire setup, because probably a lot of people will ask, super straightforward, 18 by 9 inch wheels, front and rear. Front tires are 245/40, and the rears 275/35 in the rear. So these lips have been rolled. It's actually a little bit of a paint crack right there, probably from the rolling, but the roll job is done nice and smooth, so that's good. If you guys are wondering how you can fit these wheels without having to roll any fenders, you can run a 235/40 in the front, and you can run a 265/35 in the rear. Gonna get just a tiny little bit of stretch on the front tires, but you know, you can kind of see a little bit of stretch even with these 245s, but that would allow you to run these 18 by 9 inch saline replicas without having to worry about any rubs or anything like that. So here it is. Again, pretty straightforward, not much to it. 1988 Cali Coupe. Plans for this car? I honestly have no idea. A lot of people ask me about it. Is it for sale? Will I sell it? I don't know. I kind of want to just have it as a nice driver. So despite the car being automatic, when you're daily driving your Fox, something is appealing sometimes of just being able to put that shifter down in the drive and you know, not worry too much, especially with the Austin traffic and everything else that we got going on down here. As long as that AC is blowing ice cold, the stereo sounds good, the exhaust sounds good, then that's really all that I could ask for at the end of the day. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. Take this thing out for a quick little spin, because believe it or not, I actually have not driven this car yet. So I'm gonna put that hood down, go for a little test spin. I'm not gonna lie, I was just looking for the clutch pedal. All right, safety first. Don't like not having power windows. So the sun is going down. It's hot here, guys, and you can probably tell I'm sweating. But it's all good. Get a nice little breeze going here. Yeah, the car chops pretty good. Gotta say, gotta love the sound of a cam. It's actually a really nice driving car. Actually a really nice driving car. You can just tell in the first 30 seconds of driving a Fox, because they all drive differently. And this one is nice, it's tight, it shifts smooth. Now the nice thing about automatic cars is that they could have been abused, but they're not going to have been as abused as the 5-speeds were. So who knows what the history is on this thing, but it's pretty good. The one thing that this car has is the steering wheel is loose around the actual metal frame, so the rubber kind of rolls in your hand. A little annoying. drives really nice. Really impressed by it. This would be a very nice driver. If you guys are wondering on the mileage, the odometer reads 37,926. So most likely 137,000. But the car seems to run and drive real nice. Definitely healthy runner. Probably has some GoPro. Recently, so there you go. Looks like I'm missing a sun visor. Headliner is a little droopy. Looks like it's got some heat. The map light clip is missing. So there's a few little things to do in this thing, but other than that, it's a beautiful car. So there we go, a nice little successful test drive. Smoked the tires a little bit, drove really nice. Got to give you guys the rundown and everything about the car, and let you guys see firsthand my impressions of it. So another one on the list that I'm really happy with, so no complaints there. Have the few little minor details to deal with, which who wouldn't with a car that's over 30 years old at this point. Thanks again for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the video on the 1988 Cali Coupe, and I'm interested to see your thoughts. Make sure that you check out the feature videos on all of these cars. They all have one at this point now. The only one left on my list is to do the strawberry hatch, the whole story on that car. So keep saying I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, I promise. So we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks again for following along.